Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and I want to describe failure to launch. With help from outside influences, if you know what I mean, in romance, failure to launch is when you like somebody and they perhaps like you back, and something happens that keeps it from developing or continuing into a relationship or anything meaningful or interesting. And this has happened to me in real life, unfortunately, many times, starting from a very early age. I met some people, and I don't think I'm out of line naming first names here just for context. When I was 6 years old, granted that's extremely young, but it's not too young to bond as a friend with somebody, obviously. 6-year-olds have friends all the time. And I met this girl who lived in my neighborhood named Allison, right? So Allison and I kept in touch. My family moved, long story short. We stayed in touch a little bit, and then at one point, Allison and I kind of met up again as an aside, and our opportunity to continue or reconnect was destroyed when this third party showed up. A girl showed up as if by magic named Sarah. And me and Sarah fooled around. I was 11 years old. We fooled around, and we ended up by ourselves inexplicably in a hotel room. Not sure how that happened, but hey, it happened. And it destroyed the potential I had with Allison. And after that, she and I never spoke again. She felt really bad about what happened. She said that she felt betrayed, she felt jealous, and we went our separate ways. So that was the first example of what I'm talking about, how something fails to launch, where I had already bonded with Allison, and we might have even had a bright future together at some point, but something happened. So moving forward, it's going to be a short video. I met a girl in my freshman year of high school. There was kind of a long period of not meeting a lot of people where I, got traction romantically or felt strongly about. But the next, time I actually described being in love was freshman or sophomore year, thereabouts. And this girl, TJ, I met a girl named TJ, and I was just head over heels for this girl. She was unbelievable. And suddenly everybody starts telling me about how her family's terrible. They're all drug addicts. She's not even local. And then she gets snaked out from under me, long story short. Following year, I'm like, okay, wow, I'm just not lucky at love, I guess. So I meet this girl named Shannon, right? I fall, once again, madly in love with her. I'm like infatuated with this girl. It's both. I mean, it can be one or the other, but this was both. I was in love, and I was like making her gifts, and as if by magic, something intervened, yet a third time. I met a girl named Jenny who ambushed me in the library. She stalked me and deliberately disrupted my availability. At this point, looking back, it can be no other thing, just based on everything I knew. I ended up dating Jenny for a couple of years, at least, and tried to stay in touch with her throughout my life, but that eventually tapered off, and I became an adult, and, the rest is history. But my point is that, unfortunately, for many people in situations like mine where visibility can be difficult, there is a constant threat of interference, constant threat of failing to launch because I think someone was paying attention to what I was doing. Call it reading into it, call it paranoia, whatever you want. I think I'm right about it. I think that somebody saw that I was attracted to certain people, and they decided that maybe those people weren't so bad after all, and they deserved to be with someone else, is what I think happened. They got snaked. They got snaked out from under me 3 times in a row growing up. Well, I don't want to tell my whole life story in this video, but I've had a difficult time finding people that I can stay with for whatever reason, and I don't think it's all us, and that's my point here. I think that there are sometimes some very pointed and some very organized ways in which people disrupt and destroy relationships between people, for various reasons, right? And they're not usually savory. They're not good reasons, if you look at it. They're not healthy or supportable or moral reasons at all. Sometimes it's for data collection. Sometimes it's for personal gratification. Sometimes it's for animosity. If you don't like somebody, you might wreck their home, so to speak. But none of those are real good reasons to do a thing, if you ask me. Anyhow, final point in this video is I did eventually, get married, and I'm separated now, but my wife and I still, I believe, love each other, and I don't think that that's going to change. Circumstances beyond our control have forced us apart at this time, but such is life, right? Nothing's perfect. I just think that sometimes there are abusive parties out there, and it pays to understand what's going on, to be situationally aware and warned. Consider this video a warning that this kind of thing happens so that you can keep your eyes open. You can't resist what makes no sense. I'm going to say that twice. You cannot resist what makes no sense. So the point of this video and many of my videos is to give you an idea of what to look for so you can defend yourself and hopefully find happiness. Be with someone. Be happy. Be in love. It's great. Reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.